Right, we in here.
Yeah.
Call me Bill Nye, the alcoholic guy. That turns this into a little club scene. To ensure that my visuals are unique, I just make sure that from the start I don't just give away the entire production to somebody else. I make sure I keep my hand on everything. I am father of Awful Records. I started rapping in the beginning because honestly I did not want to finish college. I mean, I didn't start off initially rapping when I made that decision. I was like, I'm gonna get into the creative side of music. So I just wanted to just get out of the whole academic part of things completely, quickly as possible. When I founded Awful Records, the city of Atlanta mostly, there was a lot of building, a growing, bubbling kind of indie sound that was happening, but it was pretty much not really popping. I guess in the beginning, I was trying to reach there was a growing internet sound that was starting to bubble. It was like early Tumblr days. SoundCloud was just kind of taking off. It seemed like a very easy pocket to get into. I was always encouraging the cam girls and stuff like that. Things that are not hella high profile. Everybody that's kind of in that middle area before you get incredibly corporate, but not so underground that it's nobody cares and you don't. There's people that want to get stuck in the underground. I'm underground, I'm underground to the day I die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of fans. I don't want millions of fans. I was like, nah. I want that, but I don't want to lose the sound that I have. I mean, when I was initially dreaming this whole thing up, I don't think too far, you know what I'm saying? Because expectations and things can get destroyed real quick, and then you'll be very, very down. You know what I'm saying? You'll be oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. But so I've set good goals and things for myself, but I never put myself in a position to fuck up my mood. I was just what happens happens. I did see myself doing well. I saw things taking off. I had that vision. That Raven moment. Hey, this is gonna be tight. I saw this happening in a certain way, and it happened in a weird way, and it happened so fast. I was like, wow, didn't know this could occur like this, but went with it. You just kind of go with the flow, very fluid. My past life led to, I think, my current success because at the time it was very unfiltered. I think when people see things like that, they want that. You know what I'm saying? They want you to continue doing that. But I feel like for a mass audience, you can't just become a caricature. You know what I'm saying? Especially for longevity, at least. I use my personality to, leverage these opportunities with these different companies pretty much by just not, toning it down a little bit. Before I was very wild, you know what I'm saying? I said a lot of wild shit, especially on the internet, but I've learned to tone it down a bit and pick out my best qualities and put that forward, not be as personal as well. You don't need to know everything that's going on in my life, you know what I'm saying? When I initially was working on this album, I didn't work on it with the intent of it being for Adult Swim. Because the first thing that they told me was do you. We already like what you're doing, so just continue, working on what it is that you do. We're just gonna endorse it, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed truer to what I initially was doing, which was slaps, this shit just slap, you know what I'm saying? It just slaps. You talking about fun and shit, it's partying, it's not too, what's the phrase that I would use? It's very, damn it, slipped my mind. It's that though, I'm pretty sure people have already put a word to it, but yeah. My earliest memories of interacting with Adult Swim is just a kid. When it initially was, I remember when it was first introduced. I mean, it's the advertisements, they were always, it was like these old white women just in a pool, just kind of swimming around and shit. And it's Adult Swim, and then all a little bit the sexier things that were happening on cartoon. I think they grew with their audience really. They knew, people that were watching Cartoon Network from an early age, they knew that they were hitting this point in their lives where it's I want to see something a little bit more risque on TV, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more adult humor and things like that. And just that and like the advertisements that they were doing at the time period really caught my eye early on. Like I was like, this shit's weird as fuck and like quirky as hell. Like it's perfect for me, honestly. It came about in like the easiest way possible though. Like it was so simple. It wasn't, because I'm sitting there thinking like, how do you connect with somebody like, you know, it's like a big brand, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty like, you know, mid-tier, low-tier artist, like, you know, like in terms of popularity, I'm not Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that big. I thought you had to be something like that to land something like that, you know? So I was never really pursuing it actively, but it was as simple as a tweet. Rich Bo Slim of Waffle Records, he just tweeted at them and was like, hey, let's make something happen. Like, can we hop on, like, you know, like anything possible, any collaboration possible. And they're just like, yeah, just pull up in office, come talk, we'll figure it out. We love y'all. It was simple as that. Like I was surprised, honestly. I didn't think that was gonna go anywhere. When I walked through the RCA offices, honestly, I don't know how to see me. Like, you know, I'm being real. Like, honestly, I feel like, yeah, like a pretty pure, just like creative person that they bring in, like almost like a what do you, like a fucking, damn it, you know, messed my brain up. I would describe the relationship between me and RCA as very, very, very fluid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of they do what they do, I do what I do, and we work it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not like what you're doing don't work. You know, they brought me on board because I feel like what I was doing was working on the level that I was at. So there's like, let's enhance that. I feel like RCA brought me in because they've seen how the brand has cultivated other artists that have grown bigger and things like that. So it's a lot of, like I'm saying, they let me do what I do and what I've done this entire time. Except now there's like, you know, like a platform that can bind things together better. You know what I'm saying? Before it was just very, very free. You know what I'm saying? Like we were still like a very indie brand. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But now I feel like we have the potential to increase it past that next level of somebody's career. You know, like before things were very, very loose, but now like I myself, before this even came about, was kind of like tightening the reins on things, like really being like, hey, artist, friend, homie, my nigga and shit, like don't do that. Like hey, bro, call someone like, hey bro, nah man, you don't. Hey, don't do that, man. It's a bad idea. Like, you know, beat somebody up, and that's gonna make me pop. And it's like, nah, bro, we don't have to do that no more. Like, we can, you know, you don't have to rob and steal and do nothing crazy to make this work anymore. Like, it's proper now. Like, you know, everything's very good. Like, we are in very good hands. And you know, I'm not out there in the world ripping and running and doing wild shit no more. So I have a lot of time to sit and think and be like, where do I want to go with this? But anything that I like, it's in my house. Like, you know, when something isn't going right in my day, I go to Amazon. I'm like, what can I buy to make this easier? So I just want, I don't know, the things in my life that I love, like comfort. You know, I'm like sitting on my couch. Like I want to make, man, I wish this couch was a little bit better. I would like to create that. Like I want these pillows to look like this. The video game that I'm sitting on the couch playing, like I would like to make this the video game that I want to play, not the video game that I'm currently playing. Like if I want to make, you know, a new bottle, like, you know what I'm saying, like not even craft the liquor that's inside of it. I was like, I want to design the bottle for this company, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like I'm realizing now it's just a conversation to be had. You know, it's a very easy conversation to be had, and honestly, that's where I see everything going, like fluid.